Hello my beautiful little muglets. So Dizzy has just dropped and I want to have pretty much the same discussion as we had with Biken, even though overall it's not as necessary. Dizzy has been a staple in a lot of teams. She is just generally very good and it's obviously worth summoning for her. There is still something to consider and we'll be having a new hero which no one has yet. Not global, not EU, not JP. No one. And she should be here next week, once again, one day before the Biken drop rate ends. So in my personal opinion, if you can only have two, absolutely Dizzy, and then decide between Biken and Elphelt. The Elphelt banner should drop the same time Biken's goes away, but we should at least know what she's doing and if she's going to be a very good one or not, or at least somewhat necessary, kind of like Dizzy is. So if you are low on resources, Skystones, bookmarks, whatever, I would absolutely summon on Dizzy, but make sure you still have enough for 121 summons. If you already don't have enough for 120 summons, then I would wait. Dizzy especially is safe. She'll be here with Elphelt, so you can decide even when Elphelt is actually here, not just when you have her details. I'm honestly considering summoning for Dizzy, even though I have her, I do not have her artifact. The art on that card alone is worth trying to get, but seriously, it's pretty nice for heroes like Celestial Mercedes, because she can get like 80% combat readiness from targeting 4 enemies. And then, you know, this card would bump that up to 100%, basically giving her an extra turn. So that's pretty cool. And Dizzy, of course, herself, I guess everyone knows everything about her in the meantime, but let's quickly go over her skills anyway. Her second and third skill play very well together. There are actually a couple really special things about her third skill. Not only that it can inflict 3 debuffs, but the fact it's guaranteed to miss, but will still end those debuffs anyway. It doesn't really matter what element she is targeting. So she has the same chance to land those debuffs on, you know, her elemental disadvantage would as she does a fire enemy. And then finally you can soulburn that for an extra turn to chain S2 along, which will extend those 3 debuffs by a turn, unless they're resisted, and can decrease their combat readiness by 50%. This just makes her so good for like a lot of content. Abyss, Labyrinth, PvP, even if you can get her super fast. I mean, you'll want her fast regardless for PvE too. It's just if you're planning on taking her in PvP, you'll need even more effectiveness. Her first skill can definitely be super annoying as well, especially if you build Dizzy with a counter set in PvP. Yeah, this can get really bad. And then there's also a special artifact for her, which I don't personally have, but if you happen to have an Abyssal Crown, throw that on Dizzy with a counter set. Oh man. But yeah, here's my Dizzy, for example. Her gear gets swapped around pretty often, honestly. Right now she is mainly focused on speed and effectiveness. I don't know if 93 is quite enough for PvP. Probably in a lot of cases it is, but like, you know, against those healers like Angelic Montmorency, you know, they're typically built with tons of effect resistance. But yeah, mainly speed, effectiveness, a little attack thrown in there. I think she has this necklace because it has a lot of speed on it. But if you're going to go the whole counter set Abyssal Crown route, then probably building her with more HP survival stats would be a bit better so that she can just continuously stun and, you know, hopefully force a rage quit. Then again, now that I think about it, with Rowanna's around, if a Dizzy is going to be counter-attacking a Rowanna team, yeah, that's just going to heal them all the time. I've personally never tried to counter-attack Dizzy. Nowadays, I probably wouldn't put them on defense, because again, someone can just take Rowanna against you and like guaranteed win. So yeah, actually her ult has a super good multiplier on it because it always misses. You know, that means it obviously can't crit, it'll do naturally less damage, but it's consistent. Also means she doesn't need any crit chance or crit damage or really anything, just speed and effectiveness. You can always throw some attack to get the ult stronger, her basics stronger, and if you'd rather her just survive than defense and health. So she's honestly pretty easy to build as well. All in all, I would consider Dizzy the closest thing to a must-have unit we've had in a long time. I don't think any hero is strictly must-have. For every team comp where they're like, yeah, you need this hero, there is someone out there who's done it with a different comp without that hero, you know? So she's very, very nice to have. More nice to have than Biken in my opinion, but I don't think anyone, even Tamarin, is must have. It's just typically if you don't have the quote-unquote right units for the job, then you just need a lot better gear. So I'm still a bit on the fence if I'm going to try and get the artifact. It is also an exclusive artifact. Maybe Guilty Gear will come back next year, maybe not. And while I think this is an artifact that isn't necessarily needed, it is one of those nice to have things. There are just so many good mage artifacts like Tagahel, Violin, Spirit's Breath, the aforementioned Abyssal Crown. Some are a little bit more niche, but like Tagahel and Violin can be used almost everywhere, and those are 4-star artifacts. But this artifact is quite different from all others. And if I were to just pull one and I wanted it maxed out, I could eventually do that with those potion vials, which I always suggest to save for exclusives. I used my first 5 on that exclusive warrior artifact. Yeah, this one, Draco Plate. So you should save a minimum of 605 bookmarks or the equivalent skystones, which of course depends if you're going to be going through the secret shop where you can get a bit more for your skystones, or you're just going straight to the shop. Again, this all depends on how much you value gold over skystones. I've done a few secret shop videos. My most recent one, I think I titled something like a scientific study into Epic 7 secret shop. Just a lot of S's in there. I thought it was kind of funny. To get 600 bookmarks through this method, you need 11.4 thousand skystones. If you literally have 0 bookmarks, then you're going to need to buy another one, bumping that up to 12,350. In my case, I have 374, which means I need 231 more bookmarks. So I would need to buy this pack 5 times, which means to guarantee a banner unit, I would need to spend 4,750 skystones. And you can do that for yourself too. It's a pretty easy calculation. Most likely Dizzy is going to be better than Elphelt. I just can't imagine in 2020 they'd release a hero better than Dizzy. It's just, yeah. So you definitely can summon on her today, but just keep those 121 summons until we know what's going on with Elphelt. That's my opinion. I also wanted to check the results from my last video regarding Biken, see what everyone else had to say about that, because I made a poll. I'll also have a poll for this one, you know, little eye up there, top right. If you never see those eyes, I think there's a setting within YouTube where you may have that check to never show those. So if you never see them, then you need to poke around there and enable that. So yeah, let's see what everyone else thinks as well. All right, I mean, it's somewhat mixed, but as I mostly suggested, wait until Elphelt details. I mean, I guess the poll could be slightly biased because, you know, this is what I suggested, and, you know, if people are just going to listen to my word, then, you know, they're going to choose that as well. But at 21%, we also have Dizzy first, then Biken, which again is a fine option. And then at 20%, just 1% behind second place, we have Pull No Matter What. So regardless, pull right now and get her, even if you have to go to pity. So I mean, this did get a significant amount of votes. Also, there seemed to be a decent chunk of votes. As you can see, changing my vote doesn't change the percentage at all. I'm not sure if we can actually see the number of votes as we can when I do a community post. And I would typically agree with Pull No Matter What on exclusives if it wasn't this case. If it wasn't the case where we're having 3 exclusives in the span of 3 weeks. You know, not everyone has 1,800 bookmarks at their disposal and or the ability to just get them. So it's unfortunate, but that's the reality of the situation. I still stand by my opinion. Wait until Elphelt details, and then you can decide which of the 3 is your top priority, second top priority, etc. if you can't get all 3. Oh yeah, okay, so a little off topic, but I just remember, it's like, I remember and then I keep forgetting that our 6-star level 60 Angelic Montmorency plus 5 second and plus 5 third skill has literally not a single thing done with her skill tree. I think on my Abyss video, like a kind of a while ago in the meantime, where I finally finished Abyss, so someone was like, it's a sin that your Angelic Montmorency doesn't have her skill tree, and I'm like, oh yeah, she has a skill tree. But yeah, I'll need to farm a lot of those runes. I think they have all rune dungeons open for a while, don't they? Oh no, they don't, but Frost is open just for 2 hours. Yeah, I should probably start farming that. Also a little off topic, but I got an amazing helmet, and I think also a pretty good chest as well. Just go to recent here. Yeah, here it was. I only got it to +9. But look at that. Okay, so it's at +9 with 22 attack, 15 health. It was just really nice when I first got it because it was 8% attack, 4 health, 8% health, and 8% defense. So I think that's damn near like the highest natural rolls for those substats, if not the highest. So basically perfect, besides of course not having like crit chance or damage on it, and or, you know, effect resistance if I more give it to a defensive unit. Right now it's looking more like one of those bruiser pieces, you know, maybe for like, I don't know, Zerato or Kin. I kind of want to raise it a little bit more, honestly. See where those subs go, because I do think it has a lot of potential. Honestly, if it just avoids speed, okay, it didn't. I was gonna say it would be good for MLkin because he doesn't really need speed, and my MLkin is in not very super good gear. Then again, this is on the crit set, so he also doesn't really need crit since he's guaranteed to crit on those counters. Come on, that'll be enough, right? More health. I mean, it's not bad. You know, lots of units can benefit from a good chunk of attack and health. So that 8 speed there, probably just give it to a more balanced hero or whatever. And then we also got a chest which has the potential to be good. You know, speed set, 4 speed. I think my best chest is like 12 speed. So it would be pretty hard to get that better. I know this is basically just a continuation from my last video now, but let's just see what happens. 7. It was a 3 roll, but still. Come on. Alright, effectiveness. I mean, same thing happened with that amazing 18 speed ring yesterday. Went to speed first and then it was effect resistance. Maybe we found out like, so if it goes speed again, okay, it didn't. Thought I found the magic sauce. What kind of unit would you need to equip this on to get speed? Like someone who is meant to be slow, maybe Crozet, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure how well that can turn out anymore. Someone also mentioned equipment conversion in yesterday's video and why I'm not trying to do that for gear. I just haven't had good experiences with it, honestly, and maybe I've just gotten unlucky. We can try it again, sure, why not? We actually don't have any attack percent or effectiveness founts, so it wouldn't be very helpful right now. We could do health percent, you know. Can always use some good health percent rings. I actually don't have that many that aren't equipped already. Man, that one would actually be pretty awesome if the main stat was health. Actually though, most of the stuff I ended up raising, I actually wouldn't want to throw away even though it's not equipped on anyone right now. Well, actually for being a plus 15 epic, that's not very good. Crit chance and damage look like they haven't been touched. Attack went up once, but it's still not even that high. I would throw that one in there, but then it's on the hit set, you know? This is kind of the same story. Like, how is this a plus 15? It looks like a plus 0 epic. Except for maybe, I guess, the 10% attack. I don't get it. And the 8 speed, I guess. It looks like it was maybe enhanced twice to plus 6. And this is on the crit hit set, so we could probably throw that in there, honestly. I don't think we would miss that. Let's see what happens. Crit chance. Speed. Yeah, I mean, it depends on where the subs roll, honestly, but I doubt it's going to be much better. But yeah, honestly, I guess that'll pretty much do it. There's not too much else to say. Dizzy most likely is the one to get if you don't have enough resources for more than one. Just realized the little bit has been cut off from the top this whole time. I'm not going to re-record the whole video because of that, I guess. Hope it didn't bother you guys too much. But yeah, personally, again, I'd wait for Elphelt details. Patience in this case can definitely pay off, and the lack of patience can definitely screw you over. There is nothing wrong with waiting until we know what Elphelt is doing. With that though, again, those are my thoughts. I'll have that poll up there for anyone with a different opinion. Also, you can leave a comment down below, you know, if you have some other thoughts. Also down there is the like button if you did happen to enjoy. It's always greatly appreciated. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time. Hey mom, I want Shermia's ult. We have Shermia's ult at home. Shermia's ult at home.